Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's see if this is working. We are back from lunch.
Cold as hell outside.
It is very cold outside. Very, very cold outside.
It already affected some of my plants.
No! What's going on with the plants?
They don't like the cold.
Did you blanket them?
No, I didn't do nothing.
Okay. But you never do. You say that's if they're not tough enough to live with you, then you die.
Yeah. You shouldn't have been here then. That's what I say.
I do like that. Tough planting. He's a tough.
And no, their argument would be like, well, you made me be here.
Yeah.
And then I'll, that's a roll of dice.
Are you tougher on your plants than you are on your boys?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll slap my plants around.
How do you talk to them when you're out there?
I'm like, you grow, you motherfucker.
Okay, I like that.
I'll call them slurs.
Oh, look at this. Amy Kaufeldt is such a pro.
Yeah, that's why.
She pops right in immediately. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. Hello. Oh, it didn't activate. Let me try it again.
I'm going to grab my paper.
Come on, Zoom. Whoop. Well, I made it full screen. How do I stop that? I hate this computer. I can just tell you straight up. I hate this computer. There it is. Hello. How are you?
What's up?
You know what? That's good hair, man. Like, that is like, I like that. That's good. That is perfectly, you need your hair more like that.
Yeah, I know.
That's good. How you guys doing?
What's going on?
Thanks for being here. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. I got Amy here.
Beautiful. You would have, like, we're so easy. We'll just roll with you.
You think my job is weird. Casey's job is really weird.
Casey, are you all IT?
He's got the weirdest job.
Do you hook thing up?
Dan, you remember? Dan, you and I go way back. You remember
Jesus,
me.
hold on. I remember Casey. Yeah, but your hair's way different,
what's up,
man. Like, you look good, dude. Have you abandoned all your hats? You were a hat man.
No, I have hats still.
Okay, I have to be a hat man. Hold on.
Look at this sweet like little prison coffin thing we're in. It's like a little.
What they
it's
make
like a
Amy do her stuff
boot.
in? They make you do it like, and they shoot it up like that. Like, ladies don't like that angle. I know.
Right up your nose.
Well, I'm trying to change the name, so my name, because that way you don't see my name on the screen. Do you see my name on the screen or no?
No.
I can crop it out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I can make it Amy's name if you want.
You should be able to, because I was going to use that, and then
we're good on our end. Daniel
can
make it
right on. All right, boys.
Well, as of yesterday, I couldn't make anything happen. We were really broken. All right, so then we'll center that for Amy, and then
yeah. Here, let her get in here. Yeah. Look at, all right, enjoy.
Dude, it's good to see you. You should come in one day or hang out. Like, shoot me an email, man. We'll reconnect.
Would you ever be willing to do a Weird Job Wednesday with us?
Oh yeah. I can do that. It's easy.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right, man. All right, see you guys. Have fun.
Seeing you, man.
Yeah.
What a small world, right? It's but also I'm an old man, and when you do the same thing for forever, then you meet a lot of people.
Yeah, well, you've been.
Okay, be honest. Did you really remember him, or are you just being nice?
I absolutely do remember him. Yeah, I do remember Casey for sure. But
because you guys, this happens to me all the time, and it's awful. Like, somebody will come up to me. Okay, and I've been doing this for 22 years. Okay,
yes.
I know you guys are going on just as long as I am, and someone will come up to me and they'll be like, "I was on your show 15 years ago. You don't remember me?" And I'm like.
Tom loves that. It's his favorite thing.
Why do they do it, Amy? Well, first I lie straight to the face. And I'm like, of course they do. But then they hit me with the impossible question of what's my name then?
Oh, right. That's
or the
horrible.
One that's sad or
are they insane?
They'll do too. It's sad too. They'll be like, "What's my son's name?" And he's right there staring into my eyes. There was like a young child that's listened to me for a very long time, and I don't want to be rude to the kid because God bless the kids. Like, they've been so without them, I don't think anybody be listening to me right now. And I'll be like, how you doing there, buddy? Champ, pal.
But I don't get it, Amy. When they ask what's my name, isn't it embarrassing to them when I don't know it?
Like, no. Have you ever asked? Have you ever asked?
Right.
I've never said that.
That's a good. Okay, the funniest story. We haven't. I don't know if we've started yet or not, but
we are on Twitch right now. So
yeah.
Okay, great. So the funniest story. I'm at Publix one day, and I'm talking to my friend who's a teacher. And while we're standing there, this kid comes up to her and was like, Miss Barnes, do you remember me? And of course, she's very sweet. And she's like, oh, of course I remember you. And she's like, good to see you, and he walked away. And I go, do you remember every kid? And she goes, hell no. She's like, I don't, she's like, I can't possibly remember. What was funny is she said she remembers the bad kids,
Yes.
the ones that gave her trouble. But she said she rarely remembers like the good kids because because the good kids kind of fly under the radar.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. And especially the teacher to kid relationship. Like when you're a kid, that third grade year is such a huge portion of your life that you're like, how could she not remember me? It was such a long year. It was so important to me. And this lady's been doing it 30 years. Like, you'll never remember any of the kids.
Well, especially if you teach like middle or high school, because think about that. Like elementary, you've got like those 30 kids all year long. But, middle high school, those teachers, they've got those kids, they've got what? Like you figure throughout the day, maybe 200 kids, right? You got 6 or 7 classes. There's no way they remember everybody. But I thought it was sweet that she pretended like she does. She's like, no matter what. I'm like, oh, yes, I remember. But you're right, Tom. If they do say, what's my name, then you might have a problem.
All right, you ready? You guys ready?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I always will try to guess because I have like, a 1 in 200.
You're a competitor.
Yeah. Like I'll look at their general look and then I'll be like, okay, I've got a 1 in 500 chance of getting this right. Sometimes you hit the lottery.
And you go extreme profiling. You look at the whole thing. You're like, you're a Jeffrey.
Anyway, all right, let's do it.
And I have the regular one just because it looks better on camera when we have somebody on Zoom. So, all right, here we go. Mr. Van, you begin.
Sure.
In 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out. Join the chat room. Say hi to all the wonderful people that are in there right now. Like, see, if you were in there right now, you would get to see our guests. I'm not going to say who it is yet, but we will get there momentarily. Let's plug our Beerfest real quick.
Yep. We've got a free Beerfest November 22nd, and on November 23rd, the day after, is the Sanford Sofa Races.
Yes, sir.
Both free events. Come enjoy the day. And because one's a free beer festival where you can get unlimited samples of beer.
You got to have a photo
music.
ID. Bring the family, bring the pets, bring grandma. It's a family-friendly event, but you have to be 21 and up to drink.
And on the next day, we're racing couches with wheels on them through the streets of Sanford.
Yeah, and shall we?
Yep,
you want to do it? All right, here we go.
Tom wanted to do a bit, he called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it, Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
On Zoom with us right now, Orlando news legend Amy Kaufeldt is on here. How you doing, Amy?
You guys, that's the best intro I have ever seen. Can you come do our intros at Fox 35? Because that was amazing.
I will gladly come and do intros at Fox 35.
Yeah.
In fact,
That was pre-AI, too.
KC, when we were talking to KC there at Fox 35, I bet you he can scrounge up my old double dose of Homer Simpson song I did. I did a song for Fox 35 where it was, it's a double dose.
Yeah, I was there with you.
And you and I were dancing and singing. And I think I've written songs professionally for Fox for a very long time. They just hide me in a closet somewhere. Hey, Amy,
I
so
love
glad
it.
to have you here.
You could be still getting residuals on that too,
Well,
which
you
would
know
be
what?
amazing.
It ran for a very long time, but hey, thank you so much for doing Weird Job Wednesday. It's not.
Oh, I love you
often-
guys. I'm so happy to be here.
Tom, you set this up. It's not very often that we get like a heavy hitter on Weird Job Wednesday.
Yeah.
We usually get
Please.
a nobody, you know?
And this is a truly weird job, being
is.
a news anchor.
It is.
So, Amy, let's go back to the beginning. How did this even come about? Because I know you moved to Central Florida in 2003.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? 22 years I've been here. So I kind of, when I was a little kid, I really wanted to be an astronaut. Like that was my big thing. And I grew up, during the space shuttle days, and I just thought that was like, that's the coolest job, right? And then in 7th grade, they wheeled the TVs into our classroom for us to watch the Challenger go up, because the teacher was going to go up on the Challenger.
Yes.
And it just like that just ripped my heart out. When that Challenger, we lost that Challenger and that crew, I was like, wow, this is like this job may not be all butterflies and and roses. This is what they do is really hard, and in some cases, you could die doing this job. And I thought, maybe I don't want to do that job anymore. So that kind of take that dream and put it on the back burner. And then I loved writing. And so I really was interested in, I love to write, creative writing, essays, whatever. I started writing for my high school newspaper. And then I love that so much. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll go into college and do journalism. So I picked journalism as my major. I ended up doing broadcasting, and I went to Miami of Ohio, which is a kind of a mid-sized school in Oxford, Ohio. It's halfway between Dayton and Cincinnati. And I started working at the NPR station, which was WMUB. It was W and then Miami University Broadcasting.
Gotcha.
And so it was crazy. My roommates, my college girlfriends would be coming home from going out, and I was doing the morning show for free, because as you guys know, there are no paid internships.
No.
So I would get up. at like 3:00 in the morning. I had to be in the radio station by 4 to prep the show. And so I would be going to work, and my roommates would be like, dragging their butts in the house from being in Uptown all night.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of where I bit the bug for broadcasting. I started in radio, and I loved it. One, I didn't have to get ready for work. I could just like get up and put my hair in a ponytail and go, which was amazing.
Yeah.
You
How
guys
did
know?
you make the transition from like some people? They start in radio and then they just stay there and die, like me and Tom. How did you make the transition, and did it have everything to do with you're not a hideous ghoul like me and Tom? Like, I'm looking at you right now via Zoom. If you're not joining us,
the ghouls stay in radio.
Yeah, if you're not on Twitch right now, if you're not on YouTube, then you can't see that in your top right-hand corner, that's me, total ghoul. And if you look on the bottom left-hand corner, not a ghoul.
Yeah.
So
you're like, you look around, you're like, I'm getting the hell out of here, going to the land of TV.
Did you look around in radio and you're like, I'm surrounded by ghouls. I have to get out of here. Is that what happened?
No, but I loved radio, and I think I would have stuck with it, but then I went and did a couple of TV internships. So I did one at this NBC station in Columbus, summer. Again, not paid. And then I did another internship at the NBC station in Dayton, Ohio.
Nice.
And that's where I was like, oh, this whole TV thing is really fun, But I got to say, and you guys will appreciate this, I just remember when I was driving into the parking lot at WCMH in Columbus to intern, again, for free. I mentioned that many times, is that you would drive past all the salespeople's cars, and they were like driving like Mercedes and Lexuses, and like, wow, the salespeople have all the nice cars. And then you would get to where the lot where the news people's cars were, and it was all like Yugos and, a Hyundai with like only 3 tires, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you're like, wait a minute,
oh.
I thought the on-air personalities were the rich ones. It turns out the sales. The head of sales. Want to find the richest person in the media? Head of sales.
Correct. Right. So maybe we all still picked like the wrong side of the business to go into, but yeah. So, but I loved the TV aspect of it. I thought it was really cool. I had some great mentors at some of those TV stations that really guided me. And so I put together, I would just bug photographers while I was out on stories with the reporters. I'd be like, hey, will you shoot a pretend stand up for me? And then I would put together a tape. Back in the olden days, you put together a tape, you would edit a tape together, and then you would get all these like, I don't know, I'm sure you guys did the same thing, right? You would go to the post office, and you would have a pile, and you would mail them off, and you would just keep your fingers crossed and hope somebody would call you.
So Amy,
I still remember making tapes, and that's not even, it's so much easier to do that now. Like, I still remember having to cut using razor blades, but that's a conversation for a different time.
So Amy, I got so many questions for you, but first, like the path for a news anchor, a TV anchor, is a grind that a lot of people don't know about, and it is truly working your way up from markets and then shopping yourself out and having to move and your family and stuff and sometimes you have to move multiple times and radio too. Me and Daniel kind of have a unique experience in media, especially radio, because we never had to deal with that. Like, we were essentially at the same radio station for a long time.
Unheard of.
And then all of a sudden we now just moved to our own company for a long time. Like, we never had to do the move to different markets type of deal.
I thought I was going to,
But
you did.
I did, yeah. I had a couple of offers in different areas, but to be honest with you, I was very scared and could never really pull the trigger. I was too young to do it, and luckily, I found Real Radio, so I got lucky.
But Amy, let's talk about that grind and moving your way up through the markets. And does that still exist? And how was it back in the day?
Yeah, it does. But it's not to the extent that it did back when I started. So I sent out these tapes everywhere, right? And so the way TV markets work, there's, number one being the largest market, that would be New York City. It works all the way down. Number 2 is LA, number 3, Chicago, number 4, Dallas. And so, the markets are ranked just like with radio. And so, here in Orlando, we're market 15, which is, a decent sized market. When I got here, I think we were 20. We just keep growing, which is wild.
And radio, I think we're like 34 or something, that's probably changed, but that's big.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy how fast we grow. And as you guys know too, it depends on sort of what your viewing area or your listening area is. So for us, Orlando covers Melbourne and Daytona Beach, and so that adds to the viewership and goes as far north as Marion County, Sumter County, and so we have a pretty big viewing area. But so I sent these tapes out, and the first legit call that I got was in market 186, which is Great Falls, Montana. And so I just remember I was I had waited all summer. I wasn't getting very many calls. I got a call from El Paso, Texas. They were going to offer me minimum wage to be a reporter. I was like, minimum wage? I don't even remember what it was at that time, but I was like, how am I going to survive on that?
It's crazy.
Yes. It's insane. So I get this call from Dick Pompa, my very first news director, Great Falls, Montana. He calls me. He says, we want to hire you as our weekend anchor. I had never been on television before, other than doing these fake stand-ups, in these internships. And so my mom got in the car with me, and we packed up my Nissan Altima, and we drove to Great Falls, Montana from Ohio. It took us 3 or 4 days to get there. And my mom moves me into this terrible apartment. It was shag carpet. It was an efficiency. So it had a little mini fridge, a little mini stove. It had a bed. It was furnished. The mattress was so bad that they had put a board under it, because if they didn't, your butt was going to literally hit the floor. It was terrible. I had a sheet over the couch because it was so dirty. And that's where I lived. And I made $18,000 a year, and I rationed my money so that I could afford to go to the grocery store. And it was honestly probably one of the best experiences I had in broadcasting.
You threw us a real number too, and I just got to tell you, Tom is a big fan of the real. When we get the real number, $18K.
That's not a livable wage.
No, $18K is about what you would spend to have your daughter dance at a dance studio in Orlando.
Right.
I might know that.
So Amy, how weird is it? Because I went through a little bit of this where I was on the radio at part-time at a time where I was getting some airtime. And then people would meet you and be like, oh, you're famous. And I was 10 times poorer than they were. You know what I'm saying? And they just think because you're on the radio or on TV that you're immediately rich. I'm sure you went through that, right? Where it was why are you this poor?
Listen, and I was excited about $18,000 a year. This other offer in El Paso was minimum wage. I was like, man, I'm actually banking. But then the funny part was I get there to be weekend anchor, and the news director's like, you know what? Our main anchor just left. We're just going to make you the main anchor. Well, did I ask for a raise? No. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
And so, Amy, the company absorbs the salary of the person that left, and you get nothing. And you put his or her hat on.
They just made you
just do what they did.
They just made you the main anchor.
For $18K.
Yeah, wow, that's a steal.
And I was also the producer, and we didn't have computers. Now, there was a TV station next door. They did have computers. We did not. We had typewriters. And so, I would type up my scripts, and I would roll the feed tapes, and I ran my own teleprompter, and I was producer, so I would back time the show with a stopwatch on the set. so that we would get in and out on time. But
She's
this was
freaking
back in
me
the
out
olden
with the
days
back
where
timing and stuff because
Yeah.
this is all stuff I had to do.
Yeah.
You're freaking me out. These are not things that people do anymore.
Well,
You
you don't have to. A computer does them.
computer does it. Yeah, computer does it.
Yep. So I would back time the show, and it was like the show was basically out of the half-hour show, there was 20 minutes that we had to fill, and 4 minutes for sports, 4 minutes for weather, and then we got the rest. And so that was what I had to fill with the time, and it was crazy, you guys. But you guys know it's. Those first jobs, like the experience is so incredible. You learn so much. You get over so many fears. And it was funny. You guys will appreciate this story. So one day we're in the newsroom and their only other station in town was a CBS station. We were the ABC. And so we would have the CBS station on in the background, just so we're monitoring what's going on. Well, Dan Rather pops up with a breaking news update. And the breaking news was that the Unabomber had just been arrested in Lincoln, Montana.
Oh, wow.
Which was like 20 minutes down the road from where we were. And we were like, holy crap, we gotta go. And so we all load up, in our crappy little news cars with our crappy equipment. And we drive down to like where the Unabomber was just arrested, in this tiny town in Montana. And you guys remember the little cabin, and they put the cabin on the back of this flatbed truck and dragged it away. And I mean, that was it was the biggest story in the world. And it was in our backyard, and we were just clueless, had no idea. But that's small market TV,
There is an element of cutting your teeth in it's kind of like media boot camp starting up, because in most media scenarios, especially back in the day, you started as an intern. You worked your way literally from nothing, from getting people coffee to learning how to do jobs, from bosses telling you do this job now, and then you just learning to do it. It's all, and people too with especially small town media, they think it's more professional and corporate than it is. It's a lot of times it's a skeleton crew
and it's
putting
relationships.
together.
These people are really good friends. They're like you just
no
said,
one has a budget.
You were your own producer, but think about how much more you learned having to do that, right?
Yes.
I started doing radio at a time when you did need to know how to cut your own commercial, edit it, pick your background music, voice your own. Like if you had a spot, it was up to you to voice your own spot, or you didn't get paid. So, I mean, I'm kind of glad I did that. I mean, good thing I did it, or we wouldn't have had an editor here. You know what I mean? I hammered that stuff a lot, and it's a good thing I did.
I would have waited for AI. I'm like, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. It's getting there.
So, Amy, I've been waiting to ask you this question, and then
I don't know where he's going either. This is gonna be crazy.
Uh-oh.
And it's when I really started analyzing, when we were in there on Good Day Orlando the other day with Colette, and we just seen you guys operate. I'm just super impressed.
It's really cool.
And to me, it's high stress, because although I have been in radio and now we have cameras and whatever, but it's not as big of a deal. It doesn't, not even a small amount of percentage of the people are watching.
Oh my God, no.
But when I look around and I see you perform and do your job, I'm like, man, this is high stress, because you've got cameras on, you're reading a teleprompter, and so this question goes back to the time when social media really started picking apart anything you did, and there was flaws or whatever. And you started 21 years ago, and there was the beginnings of social media, but you must have seen the evolution where it's
instant reaction now,
where you could make a mistake 20 years ago and it wouldn't be everywhere. It wouldn't be a meme, and it would and then all of a sudden I call it the mega doo-doo effect. You make one mistake as a news anchor, and then it could live on forever.
Yeah, everyone knows Dee Mega Doo-Doo.
Then and it's so one small flub, and we've all seen the reels of all the different anchors, either a lizard jumps on them.
There are channels called news anchor bloopers.
So how is it living with that stress? And did you see it coming up and see the change and be like, uh-oh, now we're being extra scrutinized?
No, it's funny. I don't know. Maybe this is going to sound Pollyanna. I think most people are so nice. And I mean, I just really haven't experienced like people being like, sometimes they are, right? Like this happens all the time. If you bring in a politician from one political party, and a lot of times, we can't bring them on together. So maybe we'll interview a Democrat one day and a Republican one day. And so we're trying to balance it out as best we can, but we can't get them on together, whatever.
Sure.
And we'll get nasty emails like, why would you bring that person on? All they do is lie. You didn't push back far enough, and we get the nasty emails, stuff like that. But for the most part, people are really nice. Every now and then, you'll have somebody who says something that's like, okay, that kind of hurt my feelings. And, then, I just have to brush it off and move on. But for the most part, people are really kind. And I'm so grateful. I do remember, you guys will appreciate this. This was way back in the day. This was back when the Shannon Burke show was still on the air, and I would go on that show years and years ago.
Yeah.
And there was a viewer who was picking on me because she could see my pregnant belly, and she didn't want to see like she was like, I can see your belly button protruding through your shirt, and she was like telling me that she just thought it was disgusting and I shouldn't be showing it. I don't remember whatever she said. It was like very hurtful.
I told a woman that at Olive Garden one time. I was out to eat with my family. And I said, ma'am, my family is eating. My wife's trying to have linguine.
Put a napkin over it.
Stop. But I mentioned it on Shannon Burke's show that day.
Yeah.
And the lady called in and apologized. And she was like, that was me. And she apologized and like said how bad she felt about it later or whatever. I just think, sometimes people say things and they don't realize it. It's the keyboard warriors, it's no different than anything on social media. People will say things that they would not normally say to your face. And then I think they just don't think, and I know you guys get this too, they just don't think that we're human or that we have feelings.
Yeah.
Or I think sometimes you think, especially with big time celebrities, I think that people really don't think even big time celebrities have feelings. They do, just everybody puts their pants on the same way.
I think media dehumanizes you in a certain, especially news, where you're you're presenting stories and it's your job to present them with no bias behind them or no inflection. It's kind of like and then with that, I think people then get trained to be like, oh, this person can handle anything. It's not like they're just presenting all these stories with no emotion.
Like we're just robots or something.
But it's your job to do that, though.
Yeah.
And also, we spend a lot of time with a lot of our news anchors. Like I know I'm up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm on the Peloton, jumping around on that stupid thing. And I'm always, whoever I'm watching in the morning, right? Like there is a connection there, and it's a one-way street, right? Because you're telling me all the stuff, and the ideas or the relationship I have with you or the opinions that I form about you are really unfair because all I'm doing is consuming the stories you're telling me. It is truly unfair, but it's part of the job, I guess.
So, Amy, real quick, let's get into the job because I'm curious to like what your normal day-to-day is. Like, do you have an idea before you go on about all the stories you're going to present? Do you go over those, or are you so pro at this point you could do it on the fly?
A little bit of both. So it depends on the day, right? So sometimes if I have to like come in extra early to anchor the early show, so our show is 7 hours now, which is insane. When I got here, back in 2003, our morning show was just 3 hours long. It's now 7 hours long.
That's insane,
so,
Amy.
Isn't that crazy?
A lot of news.
That was 7 hours.
Crazy. So that's why I laugh whenever the producers are like, I don't think we have time for that story. I'm like, no, we have 7 hours. We can squeeze in this 20-second story somewhere. I'm sure of it, But so it depends on like how early I'm coming in. But the earlier I come in, usually the less time I have prep time. But for the most part, I get up in the morning. The first thing I do is I start pulling up websites. I start reading to see what are the big stories. What are people talking about? What do people care about? Obviously, it depends on the day. And if there's breaking news, that's also something that, is out of our control. And when you're on the air for 7 hours, a lot of times there's breaking news during the shows. But, so I usually try to read through all my scripts, try to tinker with them a little bit if I can. Sometimes I'm reading through them on the anchor desk as we're going because stuff's changing. Or sometimes, if you're anchoring the 5 or 6 o'clock show in the morning, the 8 or 9 o'clock show might not even be done yet because the producers are still working on it. So so it's kind of crazy.
And then living around here, you have like hurricanes. I mean, like if something happens, you're there for the duration, right? Like has that changed? Is that different for being like a Central Florida, anchor person where like you are once we have a storm, you're on the clock. That's just the way it
Yeah.
goes, right? Is that expected?
Yeah. Yeah, so on storms during hurricanes, we'd work 12-hour shifts. So it's like 12 on, 12 off. A lot of times if the storm is bad, we do sleep here at the TV station, which is not fun,
Yeah.
not comfortable. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
So we bring, like they'll provide air mattresses, and we'll bring blankets and pillow, and we will sleep on the floor.
That is
and
rough.
Just wait till our
That's rough.
starts.
Can I suggest something to any news station builders out there? Just build like 2 hotel rooms into the news station, because we live in Florida. Hurricanes are here to stay.
Yeah.
You were making the news anchor sleep on air mattresses on the floor and like the janitor's room. Just build a hotel. Build that into your budget.
Yeah, you might as well have a room with some cots in
You're
it for
providing
sure.
a service for all of us citizens, and you guys still have to sleep on an air mattress?
I know, it's terrible.
I
I mean, thankfully it's not often.
Right.
It's, however,
We got
and
pretty
thank
lucky
God
this
we didn't
season.
have to do it this year at all. Knock on wood, and hopefully we still don't.
Yep.
But yeah,
Amy,
it's crazy.
So I'm curious when you're reading the teleprompter. By the way, this is my greatest fear. This is probably 99% of why I stick to radio.
And it's completely opposite, because I love the teleprompter. I love it.
Like
I love the challenge of it.
like reading something and presenting to it like I'm just saying it is crazy
Amy,
to me.
I love it.
I don't have that talent.
When we used to do Orlando City, the difference of the two of us is when they'd change our script and they'd run over and be like, "Here, say this." They'd hand it to me. I'd be like, "Ooh." I wouldn't even look at it. I'd be like, 3, 2, 1, give it to me now. And then I would just look at it. I'd be like, see if I can do it. It's like a test.
So, do you can you be Ron Burgundied? And by that I mean as
No way she can.
Okay, so
No way.
So your brain is interpreting what's going on before, or are you just reading the words?
Okay, I love that you said that. So I don't know if it's just the weird way my brain works, but I'm always reading a couple of like words ahead of the words that are coming out of my mouth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So like my brain is already processing what's to come even before I read it. So that's how we catch. That's what I say. Like I'm pretty good at catching typos, or mistakes in the script. And it's also about, here's the other thing. And this is hard because for morning anchors, how sometimes you're not awake.
Yeah.
And you're just like, the caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. I'm not awake, or I didn't get a great night's sleep last night. That's the hardest part, is because you really do have to. There's nothing worse to me than watching someone anchor the news and they're not processing what they're saying. They're just quite literally reading what is in the teleprompter, and they have no connection to what the story is. I think you can tell when someone is like sort of like robotic about
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not present. Like, not
Correct.
to sound like a therapist, but yeah, it does sound like that. And yeah, you can tell when they're being distracted or when they're muddling through.
I'm hungover, Amy. How are you able to do it?
Listen, it happens, and not every listen, we do this a lot. You guys know, like, not every day is your A game day.
Correct.
You're gonna have days where you're like, man, I just mailed that in today, but I got through it.
I mean, that is unbelievably difficult. Because that takes a lot of brain power to be present into a story, happy, then sad. It goes flip-flops back and forth, and that's another impressive part to what you do for a living, in like presenting horrible, depressing news, and then presenting like lighthearted news right after. And then sometimes you never know when it's coming. Like all of a sudden you could be presenting something lighthearted, and then a tragedy happens, it's breaking, that you have to switch modes, and then all of a sudden present and be present and be emotionally present with the how heavy what you're presenting is. That's crazy.
Or for instance, and I'd ask you about this. I mean, I'm sure you've been through some tough times where you're going to cover something for like a year, like let's say Casey Anthony. You're going to take something that's so terrible and you're going to have to fire that up at the beginning of your newscast. I'm going to be at least 3 months of leading the newscast with this stupid story. That's hard, right? Like, do you have to compartmentalize that, or speak to a therapist, or talk to your family about it, like to kind of decompress to be okay with doing that?
So it's funny you mentioned that, Dan. That's one of the hardest stories that I covered was the Casey Anthony trial, because we actually covered gavel to gavel. So we would do the morning show, and then once court would start up at 9, we would take live coverage of the trial. And so then we would hand off to the night side crew, right? So we would be on the air. So I would start my morning at 6 a.m. I would do the newscast. At 9 o'clock, we would start trial coverage. We carried the whole trial live all day long for how long was that trial? I want to say it was like 7 weeks or something.
It was a minute. Yeah.
So, right. So you can't help but get invested in the trial. I mean, I'm literally listening to every word, every witness, and then we would have legal experts who were in the studio with us. And so we would, anytime there was a sidebar, which you guys remember, there are a lot of sidebars.
Tons.
So we'd be like, let's go to our legal experts in the studio. And then we would ask questions and we would talk to them about what's going on. Or what did you think about this witness testimony?
Heavy, man.
So when that verdict came down, I just remember being like, oh my gosh, and as a journalist, we're not supposed to have feelings one way or the other. We're supposed to be like impartial, just like the judge, right? Like, I'm impartial. I have no feelings one way or the other about this, person on trial. But wow. But I sat down with George and Cindy Anthony in their home before they had any idea that Casey had anything to do with this, and I just
your connection's different is my point.
Yeah.
Like you're sort of right on the sideline. And that's, to me, that's too close. That's scary.
Yeah.
That's a heavy weight to carry for somebody that's really not involved, but you are.
Yeah.
Right.
You talk to these people, the story's about.
It's
and
real.
Then now, like, you have, no matter what, you interview someone, there's some personal connection, but now you have to deliver the story. Yeah, I sometimes I don't think people appreciate when they're watching the news, like how hard your job is, and that there's so many moving parts. And like every time I watch the news and an anchor present it, I'm like, man, this is more difficult than it seems, and they make it look easy.
But what's the most fun part? Because, we've dug into the difficult part, the hard part, the sad part. What's the part that continues to make you do it, and people around here love you? Our listeners are in the chat room. They love you. I mean, there's a reason you're still doing this. So why? Why still do this?
You know what? So the fun parts are what keep you going. Okay, and I'll give you an example. This was like the coolest thing. So a couple of weeks ago, I get an email from a viewer, longtime viewer of Good Day Orlando, and she says, Amy, she goes, I know you're connected in the community and you love golden retrievers. And she's like, I've got this golden retriever. I just saw I froze, didn't I?
Oh yeah, that's all right. I'll
okay.
Well, just continue. I'll start monkeying with it here. We might be
overloaded.
Amy, this is how much of a pro you are.
Yeah.
You noticed that? I wasn't even. I wasn't paying attention. I'm staring off into the distance.
I'm checking my fantasy football. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's not true. I'm not doing that.
I'm texting my guy Casey right now.
It's probably on our
end. He's
end.
gonna come back.
Yeah, it's
so
probably on our end.
So sorry about that. And it's
You're
like,
fine.
of course, it froze in the most like painful way.
Yeah, that's not a good phrase. That is not a good phrase. Hold on, I'll make the same
hideous.
face you're making just to make it fair.
I like Amy's like, I'm such a pro that while I'm telling you the story, I'll have Daniel log me into his computer. I'll fix
Let
it
me
myself.
show you what's wrong, Dan, since you're having horrible computer problems this week. Jesus.
It's so hideous.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it.
So I'm just gonna pretend I can't see that. You can still hear me, okay?
Yeah,
right?
you sound great. You sound
okay. God bless you guys. So I get this great email from this viewer who's like, I watched the GDO. I know you love golden retrievers. She's like, I have this dog that was born without its right front paw.
Aww.
And she's like, I would love to have it go to a family that either has somebody who has a limb difference. And a limb difference, just for people who don't know, is it's someone like people that we know all well, which would be like Carson Pickett, who plays for the Orlando Pride, or Shaquem Griffin, who played for UCF football, who play without one of their limbs, without an arm. And so I was like, you know what? I know this lady. I think she'd be great. And so I messaged my friend Amy, who has a limb difference. She is missing her right front hand. And I said, Amy, would you want to, look at this puppy? This lady really wants to go to a family with someone who has a limb difference.
Yeah.
And so Amy's like, oh, I'm sure I can find somebody. She's like, busy mom. She's got 3 kids of her own. So she goes to meet this puppy and she's like, oh my gosh, love at first sight. This is the cutest dog I've ever seen. She's like, my husband works at a children's hospital. he said he will train the dog as a therapy dog, and we will bring this little, they call him little tripod dog. His name is
Aw,
Charlie.
Charlie
We will bring
Tripod.
him to hospitals, and he will meet kids who have limb differences, and he'll be a great therapy dog. And so we brought them all together on Good Day Orlando, and we told the story, and people were like, not a dry eye in the house. Everybody's like, this is amazing. What a great story.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. It's just so cool.
And you guys-
you know, when you
you
guys
were able
know
to
when you're
connect the
somewhere
dots.
for a long time,
Yeah.
that you build up those special connections with people.
Yeah, and you're a part of their day. You're a part of their, and they trust you, and the fact that you're able to connect those dots for, that's a beautiful story. That's fantastic. I love it.
So
It's very cool. You guys got to go on my Instagram and say,
Yeah,
okay,
I'll
Casey's
definitely
here.
go and
Like,
check
look,
it out.
This is why I love this guy. So Casey's gonna come in. He's gonna try to figure out what's
I'm
wrong.
gonna do something.
Yeah, it's fine. No, it's fine. At least we got the picture of you, the horrible,
frozen- you should have
horrible
seen it.
frozen photo.
It froze on me, and it was like the most hideous face ever.
Listen,
It was so bad.
No, it's not.
Tom, you got a parting question for
So-
Amy? I don't want to waste more of her
yeah,
time.
No. I'm curious to like how, like, if you have deal with technical difficulties or like just like we're doing now. This is
She's
a perfect.
doing it right now.
So
I've never felt more at ease.
So what's the protocol of, like, okay, something technical difficulties, everything shuts down, and you're still live on the air. You can't go to break, and now you've got to improv.
Oh, there she is.
So when it comes to that, like, especially when you've trained so many decades with doing your job, presenting it properly, making sure everything, the facts are right,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden things go wrong.
And we just had that problem, and then they fixed it in the background. You would have never known.
And you got to improv. Like, have you had any, like, what's the training for that?
Okay, so the training, as you guys know, is just experience, because there is nothing better than just experience for stuff like that. But I have to tell you, so we're going through a total building renovation right now.
Yeah.
And so the construction has been crazy. So twice now, once an electrician cut through our internet lines. So we lost all our computers and all of our live shots, because everything is internet based, right? It's totally
Yes.
different. We
Yeah.
don't have live trucks anymore.
No.
All the old antiquated equipment is gone. Everything is just like cell phone signals. So for an hour and a half, we lost all of our live shots. So we were like, well, I guess we're just talking a lot. And so we just were like, it was like radio, basically. We just talked. We were like, okay, we don't have any live shots to go to. We don't have computers. So we had our phones. Thankfully, we still had our internet on our phones. And so we just did that. And then the other day, same thing, another construction mishap. Somebody cut through an electrical wire, and we went black, and we were off the air for 10 minutes, which you guys know is in eternity.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing worse. Like, when I turn on the radio and I'm trying to listen to you guys and there's dead air,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Now, it's less bad
Literally
for
nothing
us
worse.
because we're not there or running the show. So I'll just get an email from somebody saying, hey, your show's messed up, and I'll be like, I don't care. No, I don't do that.
Like, download.
But yes,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is, as a person that has anxiety, as the producer of this show, we've had it a bunch of times this week
Yeah,
where
yeah.
this computer that we're using will go, it'll just die, and I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because we are so dependent on these things now. Like, we would have never had cameras. We were podcasters or radio guys, but here we are with cameras. Everything has changed. I mean, when you got into this, you were supposed to be bringing us the news, not necessarily supposed to be on X or Instagram sharing your 5K or the different charity, right? I mean, these are all parts of our business that just became completely different.
So Amy, I'm sure a lot of people ask you this one question, but like, how long does it take you to get prepared to be on TV every day? Like, because I know this from
That's a good question.
Daniel's wife worked in the news, and she would say, like,
Her name is Andrea, sir.
I love her.
and
She says hello.
Andrew would talk about that, like, they get a lot of complaints about like what the anchors were wearing.
Oh, I can
and,
talk
like,
about it.
Or like if
It's
they're
gone. She doesn't work there anymore. Martha Sagowski, when
Yeah.
she worked at WESH, Andrea was on the news desk, so she'd be the one getting the emails and be
So
like,
stupid.
tell her to take off that feather boa. She's she's doing the news, or like
Yeah.
like who do you think you are? And it's so I
Or
always
just-
thought it was terrible for female anchors. People were critical, man.
Yeah, or just like your hair's got to be perfect,
Yeah.
your makeup's got to be perfect. Like all that takes an insane
Better
amount of
blend
time.
your neck makeup. Don't
Yeah.
let your neck look
So-
bright white and
so
your face look tan.
you
I don't do neck makeup yet, but I probably should.
I do it. I have to do it.
But do you become any crazy professional? A lot of people too think you guys have like a team every morning that you sit down and
Yeah,
they do.
you're pampered. You're sipping a latte.
Yeah. And someone's like a movie set or something. So explain that process.
Yeah, the process is I do everything myself. I always tell people, if you don't like my outfit, if you don't like my hair, if you don't like my makeup, it's me. I'm the only person to blame.
Oh,
We
no.
don't have anybody to help us. We just don't. We do it all ourselves. And so like we pick out our own clothes and we do our own makeup. We do have a makeup lady who comes in like once a year, and she's like, those colors don't look good on you. Maybe try this. But like that's once a year. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I don't know. It takes me like an hour to get ready in the morning. There's like two schools of thought on prepping for a newscast. There are people who come to work and they're just like, they haven't done anything. They're fresh faced, maybe hair pulled back in a ponytail, and they just walk in and they're like, I'm going to do everything at work. I actually like to do everything at home so that when I walk into work, if something happens, something crashes and burns and they need to throw me on TV, I'm ready. Because you can always tell, right? When you're watching the news and you're like, that person doesn't look like they're ready, or like they have like one eyelash on and they
Yeah.
haven't put on this one yet. They're
Yeah,
like,
you can't
and
tell.
throughout the newscast, they start actually looking more attractive. You're like, huh?
Oh, they've been touching up during the commercial breaks, I see.
Amy, do you ever miss being out on the field, like a reporter out there on the scene, or is that just a crazy, stressful other side of the business that is like that you do not miss?
That is the most, I think, being out in the field is the most stressful job. The reporters and the photographers, their jobs are nuts. So we still get to go out and report, but I'll do like we do live shows. Like David Martin and I'll go out and we'll do like live road shows. And so that's basically essentially like reporting, but you're live for an entire hour. So those shows are actually pretty stressful because when you're out live, there's a lot of uncontrollables, So I don't necessarily miss like the day-to-day reporting because it's tough. I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, there were days where you were out reporting like all day long. There'd be, you're covering a shooting in a bad neighborhood. There's nowhere to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? And like you're there the whole day. Like, what do you do? It's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to break down all of our gear and go down to the gas station and come back. And I mean, it's not easy. They really, I mean, those reporters, they get yelled at, spit at. I've had reporter friends get shot at.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's dangerous.
Yeah,
it
scary
can be
out
rough.
there.
They're using a bathroom and some gas station in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, nobody likes to do
It
that.
happens.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it happens.
But no one sees that part, Amy.
No.
We all just see the TV and the person standing
Look
in
at
front
that
of the camera.
attractive person telling me something.
And they don't see them having to drive there in the middle of the night and using the bathroom at the ghetto gas station and all the behind the scenes. And then like all of a sudden the cameraman's like giving them a signal like, hey, your audio's off so we can just see your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then having to deal with that real time is, it's a super
it's a
stressful
lot.
job. Now, we'll end with this, Amy.
Okay.
Do anybody in the news, do they get paid per the market they're in? Like, I'm wondering, like, just in general, like, I'm not asking you what you get paid, but just like, does it depend on what marketing you're in and how big the market is? Does it depend on like your tenure at the station?
good
and
question,
like,
yeah.
how does that work?
So it depends on, there's so many factors that go into it. It depends on the company you work for, right? Some companies pay better than others. The health of your company, some media companies are doing great right now, some are not. I'm very lucky to be at one that is a very healthy media company. But yes, it depends on market size. It depends on experience, right? So the more experience you have, the more likely that, you're going to get paid. So all those factors into it. And early on, you asked me, Tom, about the, how times have changed. And so, I started a market 186. But nowadays you don't have to do that, right? There's such a need for reporters and anchors in those mid-sized markets, and you don't have to go down to the super small markets like we used to back in the olden days. So there's more opportunity out there, but I don't know. I just think that it really is different for everyone. This is not a business where I think most people don't get rich unless you work at the network. Or maybe you're working in a top 5 market and, and you've been there, like the folks who've been at Fox New York, for, a long time, they're doing really well. Plus you also, and the other thing too, as you guys know, sometimes you have to earn the money in order to live in the market where you are. I interviewed for a job in Seattle years ago and they were like, well, if you want to, Seattle's super expensive. So if you're going to work here, you're going to have to live an hour and a half outside of town if you even want to be able to afford something based on what you're going to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. If rent's $8,000 a month, your salary has to
Right.
afford that.
Yeah.
And I forgot I was going to ask you one more question about
Amy wouldn't have forgotten it. She's a pro. Amy already, she thinks 5 words in front. You need to be thinking 5 words in front.
Yeah, no, I know. It I guess it goes back to like
Clothing budget. That's my final question.
Oh yeah, because you can't wear the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you how
you
hard
rent?
is that? Yeah. Do you rent? I've always.
Some girls do.
Yeah.
Some of the girls I work with do like Rent the Runway, or there's like other websites that you can like pay $100 a month and they'll send you like 3 or 4 outfits or whatever. So some of the girls here do that. I don't. I just try to find stuff on sale. And then I just try to be really conscious of not like wearing the same thing too often. I got to tell you guys, you'll appreciate this. Back in my Great Falls, Montana days, I had a calendar and I would write on there. I only had like 5 outfits. And so I would have to mix it up. So I had like 5 blazers. Back then you had to wear a blazer every day or a suit. And so I'd be like, okay, today I wore black blazer with white blouse. Tomorrow I'm going to wear green blazer with navy blouse. And then I would like try to mix it up. And then I'd be like, okay. And I would write it down because otherwise I was like, I'm wearing the same thing every day.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I had no money,
I remember my question. Are there social media influencers in the news industry that maybe jump the traditional work your way up because they have such a huge following? All of a sudden, they get opportunities now that maybe jump the person that worked longer, but because they got a huge following, like media is media, and they're like, hey, I'm going to give this person, they have a huge following already, they're going to get the job. Is that happening?
I mean, I do think that there is a lot of that. I think there's a lot of people who are going into this business now, not because they love journalism, but because they want to be on TV.
Yeah.
Or they think of it as being a route to bump up their influence on social media.
I agree.
That's not me. Like I guess I'm old school. And I'm old, so maybe it's I just don't look at it that way. But I do think that yes, absolutely, that is a trend that we're seeing, is that people are going into the business not because they care about the news that they're delivering you, but more so because they care about how can I grow my influence on TikTok or Instagram,
that
or
makes
you know
sense.
what I mean. And then maybe that becomes my job as opposed to working here.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I
I
think
can
that
see
happens
that.
a lot.
Amy, thanks so much for taking the time with
I
us
love
today.
you guys.
We love you too. Thank you for the time and explaining what you do, and thanks to Casey for helping us out and making us look good. And hey, just thank you for doing this. We really appreciate you being on Weird Job Wednesday.
You guys are amazing. I have been listening to Love Thy Neighbor, by the way, and I love it.
Thank you.
I've been really trying to do the 6-second kiss, and I haven't.
It's hard.
I can't.
6-second
It's
kiss
really
is
hard.
awkward. It's an awkward kiss.
I don't believe that works, Amy.
You're gonna tell Colette that?
Well, no,
We
I
won't
can't.
tell Colette.
No, I
But
can't tell Colette. But
I'll try again today. I'll let you know.
All right,
Thank
let
you.
us know. Take care of yourself.
See ya.
Thanks, you guys.
See ya. Bye. That is Amy Kaufeldt.
Man, she's awesome. Like, what a pro. My
So
God.
good.
Like,
Oh, I got hair from my mustache trapped between my teeth.
go read her resume. Like, an unbelievable professional, and just 7 hours.
7
That's
hours.
crazy.
Isn't that what?
That's insane.
Hold on, isn't that what's his name says? He goes, 7 hours of uninterrupted football starts now. That's
That's
7
insane.
hours is red zone.
That
Isn't
is.
it?
I mean,
That's too long.
that's the difference. Like, our show is a 5K. That's an ultra marathon. Like, that's crazy.
There's not 7 hours of local news. There's
No,
not.
no.
There's not 7 hours of things that happen in.
How do you have the mental capacity to be on for that long? It's crazy. Amy Kaufeldt, everybody.
There
All
you
right.
go.
We will see you tomorrow.
Perfect, buddy. That's good.
That's good.
Is he Zoom?
No, we're gonna call him.
Okay, great.
And we got 8 minutes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is
She's good.
Wednesday, and then Tuesday. We got to do another one, right? We got to do two
Yeah.
more. We got to do 2 more.
Yeah. Which I guess we'll just start with him and then just keep recording.
Yeah, we can do that. George Wallace, do you have his details?
Nope.
I'm going to have to pull that up. Wallace.
We had a lot of
stuff happening. He's 73 years old, and his website shut down.
let me look. What is he? Okay.
Oh, she texted us. Okay. Is he at the
He's-
Funny Bone?
Oh yeah, Funny Bone. This weekend. Amy LaCour's opening for him. He was the mayor of Gotham in Batman Forever.
I don't remember that. You can ask her about that. He's currently pursuing dual coursework at University of Phoenix and Derby. He's in a new, I guess, movie. Or is it a show? Clean slate fellas, Henry. Oh, this guy, he's working, man. He is working. All right. I'm going to use the bathroom too.
All right, I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I'm not gonna call him yet. I'll call him
Let me
in
save this
4
and
minutes.
pee real quick too.
Yeah. He's the best man at Jerry Seinfeld's wedding.
That's insanely. That's insane. Jesus. Okay, that. What was the Thursday segment we did?
Oh, we haven't done a Thursday segment yet.
Why did I say saved something as Thursday. What was that, Wednesday? I probably saved it as Wednesday.
Was that Amy Kaufeldt?
Yeah. No, I'm saving that right now.
Oh, okay. Maybe was that Tuesday 1 and 2?
I did Tuesday 1 and 2.
Huh? And there's something as Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Because of what happened with Jimmy being taken.
Yeah, it is Thursday.
Oh,
3
yeah,
and 4.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be Love Thy Neighbor. I just should have probably put in there Love Thy Neighbor instead of calling it ACT Thursday 3 and 4. Keep that. All right, now I can go pee.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
All right, I'll call him now.
Chat room says they love you.
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, get out.
They say love you, Tom. Okay. What if he slipped? What if he got out of the shower, slipped on a wet floor, hit his head, and he laid down in his bed in Orlando to take a nap?
The Saget?
And you just called him, and he didn't pick up.
Should I text him?
Give it 10 minutes. If he doesn't call back, we'll call one more time, and then we'll power through.
Yeah, I'll try it one more time. That was definitely his number.
Yeah, I heard him. Hello, which is me, George Wallace.
Yeah.
I be thinking.
He had a joke.
Oh, does he do a joke
Oh,
on
yeah,
it?
yeah.
I like that. I
He's
like it.
How can I make your day better? And then there's I like that.
Come on, save.
Hello, George. Hey, this is Tom from Tom and Dan in Orlando. Yeah, I was just calling you to make it easy, if you're cool with that. Yeah, no problem, George. All right, I'm going to put you on hold, and then we'll get the interview going. All right, hold on one second. Nice man.
Sounds nice. All right, what line?
1. 2.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, hold on.
You hung up on him.
I might have done it.
Let's go the fingers.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I don't care. I've been fucking up all week. Everything I go to do is fucked up. Zoom is all fucked up.
Yeah, sorry, George. We got disconnected. I'll put you on hold again, and we'll get right to you. All right. All right. Hold on 1 second. Hold. All right. Line 1. Yeah.
George, can you hear us okay?
Very well. How about you?
Awesome.
Yeah, all
all
right.
right. Here we go. We're going to get you started right now, my friend. And here we go, Tom. You start.
Yep.
In 3, 2,
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. On the line with us right now.
A very big deal.
Yeah, a comedy legend. He's going to be at the Funny Bone. Get your tickets. Our buddy Amy LaCours is opening for George.
We love Amy, and we love this gentleman. You actually got to meet him a very long time ago.
In Vegas.
You don't remember, in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we are very lucky to have him stopping in Orlando, Florida at the Funny Bone. Who we got on the line, buddy?
Comedian George Wallace is on the line. How you doing, George?
I feel good all over. I can't be that big. You got my number.
You're right. No, but you know what, George?
Talk about his voicemail.
George, you're the type of guy that has probably always done business this way. And I'm surprised, like other big comedians that do this as well. You don't have to go through the publicist. They're like, just call me. Like old school. You're a hard worker.
It's real.
Yeah, you're real,
That's
George.
right. Just call me. I'm one of you. I'm one of us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, George, how long have you been doing comedy now? I'm just gonna throw it out there. How
Longer
long?
than you've been alive. I've been doing comedy for 49 years, and I still can't get it right, but I'm still working on it.
George, you're not gonna believe this. I am 49 years of age.
Oh my God! Yeah, 1976. Jerry Seinfeld and George Wallace started together. We're still best friends for 49 years, and we're trying to get it right.
Yeah, you were
That is amazing, George.
George, you were the best man at Jerry Seinfeld's wedding, correct?
I'm the real George. I'm his roommate for 13 years. I'm the best man in his wedding, and you're not gonna believe this, but I'm the father of his kids also.
I believe that. I actually believe that.
So, George, I'm curious. Like, you've been doing it for so long. What have you personally seen change the most in stand-up comedy?
Absolutely, the most is going to be social media, okay? But funny is still funny no matter how you do it. But
yeah.
The new kids today, they really got it made, and I applaud them because we had to go through TV. And when I grew up, we only had 3 stations, CBS, ABC, and NBC. We had the Tonight Show. But the new comedians, they don't have to have a TV show. They can make their own TV show in the house, in their own room, in their underwear, or naked.
Yeah. I mean, do you think, though, in some ways, though, that, there are some people that say, okay, everybody has it. It's all out there, and you could do it if you want to. Then where are these magical people doing it? Are they doing it the same way? Or are they not learning the grind that you had to learn because...
The adversity.
Yeah, thank you.
It does not matter. It's, the new way, I don't know how to do it, but it's the way up today.
Gotcha.
And they are making it happen. There's some kids out there that... never seen a TV, and they put asses in the seats.
Yeah.
And that's all people are concerned about. They got a following. I applaud that. I do it the hard way. I go out and work, and I'm from the advertising world. Put your business in the street, but that's how I do it. Any way you can do it, get it done. Just as long as you love comedy and love to do it, and be true to yourself, and people love you. That's all you got to do is make people laugh, and they come to see you.
So, George, like the life of a stand-up, to me, people never think about the travel element of it. And, most people, George, and you know this, like they travel, 2 times a year at most?
Maybe.
And maybe fly 1 time a year and or a couple times, and that's it. And then the life of a stand-up, you are just on the road, traveling, living in hotels.
And you know what? I'm one of those freaks that I love hotels. If I'm at home for like 3 or 4 days, it's time for me to go. I'm on the airplane. Yeah, I'm on the airplane for at least 4 times a week. And a lady explained it to me one time. People say, you should stay at home. There's no money at my house.
Yeah, right. And it's, and you, George, I'm sure you're wired that you, you've got an internal grind in you. You got to get up and keep moving. And, being in your house would probably,
drive you crazy.
Drive you crazy. What did you do during COVID when you couldn't work?
I stayed in my house for 2.5 years. But you know what? I did the Zooming, and I called guys like you guys, and I still got it done. And we had COVID shows, and I think it's in some way I'm still laughing. I had a good time. It did screw me up, though, COVID. I lost 5 friends, so that screwed me up. And
man.
They didn't have COVID. They just owed me money. And,
yes, he got me bigger now.
So we got to make people laugh no matter what. I had a good time. I did TV shows. I did everything I needed to do, from Jimmy Kimmel to everything, and it worked out for me. And I'm still doing it.
Well, you haven't slowed down. You still act. You still do shows. You still do movies. You still do comedy, obviously. What's your favorite to do? Is it always comedy?
always live, always in front of people, a personal appearance in front of the audience. You know, I have a new TV show out there right now called Clean Slate. With, instead of Sanford and Son, it's Sanford and Daughter. I love doing that, but nothing is better than coming to a live stage like the Funny Bone in Orlando. And you know what? I haven't been to Orlando in 12 years. So I got some new customers, clients, fans that need to come out and see what joy. I'm a real comedian, and that's what I call myself, a real comedian.
I agree.
One of the kings, one of the goats, and I just like having fun. And I have older people, younger people, everybody coming out. But I really need to introduce myself to this new younger market. And it's working out, and we're having lots of fun.
Well, I will tell you that the comedians in Orlando, Amy, other people that we know, certainly were really happy that you've decided
Now, I put Amy on because I just feel so sorry for her. She was trying to do comedy the other night. She was so bad. I said, let me put this lady on my stage. If I talk about you bad, that means I like you. You know?
I love that you do something that I do, and let me ask you personally if you ever turn it off. It seems like you're always having fun, and you are always joking. Now, when you're supposed to joke, do you turn it off sometimes? Because I don't, and sometimes I get in trouble with the wife sometimes.
I don't know how to turn it off because it's in me, it's a part of me, and first of all, it's me. You know, if I go to a funeral, you're gonna laugh. Laughter is healing for the soul. You know, and when you stop laughing, you stop living. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, man.
So that's one thing about. I have 4 L's in my life. I have learning, listening, loving, laughing, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Lying, but I love to lie. I love the makeup stuff. I got the best job in the world. And that's what we're going to do. As soon as I get to Atlanta, we're going to be talking about everything on I-Drive, I-Boulevard, whatever it is. I'm going to be there. So it's going to be there.
Again, he's going to be at the Funny Bone. You're going to want to get your tickets because, again, the tickets are going to go really fast.
Go to the second show. Go to the second show because that's when I come out naked, and I'm guaranteed laughs when I walk out. Guaranteed.
George, now you mentioned you don't do social media.
I do social media, but I'm not as good at it. You know,
Gotcha.
I have like almost 1 million people on X, and
wow.
I did some what do you call it? I can't even call it TikTok and some Instagram, but I don't do it as well as I should.
Do you feel like because I feel like you're an in-person person, and the fact that you want to interact with humans in person.
It's an energy exchange.
Yeah, and like of why you've been performing for so long, you exchange energy with a crowd. It's like instant, and I feel like the comments on social media is probably empty to you, right?
In some ways, like I'm talking to you guys on the phone right now, but you know what would make me much happier if I was sitting there with you guys? Oh my God, that would be great.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So
Like
I can really see how bad you guys look in person.
George, I look real bad. George, I'm real bad.
You look real bad.
Yeah, I'm growing my beard and my hair out. At a 49-year-old man, I'm growing my hair and my beard out. I look like a homeless.
Same here.
It looks bad. It looks real bad, George.
Same here. And I have to always alert people that when I come to, now in Las Vegas, people, it costs $250 to see me in Las Vegas. I want the people to know in Orlando, when you come see me, it's going to be $35, $45. And that's the kind of jokes you're going to get, okay? I want you to know right off the bat, you're not getting my best stuff for $250. Okay?
George, weren't you going to run for the mayor of Las Vegas at one point back in 2006?
No, that's just lying. People, I wish I was mayor. I wish I was president. All kinds of stupid stuff I do, and people think I'm serious. I just make up stuff. It's the greatest job in the world.
Another one of his lies.
That was under Wikipedia.
Yeah, they're trying to make jokes. It's really cool. Right now, I'm working on a joke. The word worser. There's bigger, better, thicker, longer, harder, whatever. But there's no such thing as worser. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you worse off today? Now, how you say it? Help me with the joke.
I'm worse off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more worse. I'm more worse off. So if you use the word long enough, you'll find ways that where you can use worse. And we're going to make that popular.
I love that this energy that you have. You sound exactly like when we interviewed you years ago when Tom met you in Las Vegas.
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
It's literally like you don't age. There's got to be some secret to that, though. I mean, like, do you take care of yourself? Do you take care of your health? Is that serious to you?
Hell no. I'm waiting for New Year's Eve. Everybody has a New Year's resolution to lose weight. my New Year's resolution is going to be to gain weight. I'm going to Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I got a problem with Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's. You know what? And, you ever get a pint of ice cream and you eat it on the way back to the freezer, you eat another half, and you get to the freezer, you go, I can't put this back in there. So you just,
I just
eat
eat
the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just eat it.
I do that.
Oh, another thing I've been talking about that's very interesting about Baskin-Robbins, we talking about ice cream, 31 flavors.
Yeah.
I used to do a joke like all our lives, 31 flavors, no Prockers whatsoever. I just found out what the 31 means, represents.
What's
Do
that?
you know?
No.
When they started the ice cream, they wanted a flavor for every day of the month.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's a
You're
good.
isn't that good to know? Let me tell you another thing. When you see the B on Baskin-Robbins, the back of the B is a 3, and the front of the R is a 1. That's 31.
BR
That's
and
in
it's
the word,
3-1. Yeah, he's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
I did not
You know
know.
a lot about ice cream.
I,
You're an ice cream man.
I do love ice cream. I only eat a pint a week or something like that. Have you ever had Chunky Monkey?
Oh, I love Chunky Monkey.
Oh, my God, Chunky Monkey is my favorite one. At my funeral, I want everybody to have a pint of Haagen-Dazs, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The-
Ben & Jerry's,
a pint-
Chunky Monkey,
Ben & Jerry's,
31.
Chunky, yeah. Sit there with a spoon. And when you go to funerals, why can't we eat at the funeral? Why we got to go to the graveyard and come back?
You're all right.
That's true. Just have the
I
meal
want to
at the
talk
grave.
about. I want to talk about these things in Orlando. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
At
Well,
the Funny Bone.
Get your tickets. Go see a legend. Also, Amy LaCours is awesome. We have her on the show all the time, and Amy's the one that
She's really
Hook us
excited
up.
to be working with you,
Yeah.
man. This is
Yeah.
going to be super fun.
And
And
you guys do stand up?
No, we don't. We're not that talented.
not that talented, sir.
So we're
you
stuck
are
in-
too. You're entertaining now. You should stop by and go up on stage one night. You can do 25 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever.
Tom will do 25. You
I
worked
don't
out a
care.
solid
To
25.
25
I
is an
don't-
eternity.
I don't care. I'm the one taking the check home. You can stay up there as long as you can.
George, it's been a pleasure talking to you. We really appreciate it. Again, you're going to be at the Funny Bone this weekend. So get your tickets. And, again, it was a pleasure
Yeah,
talking
we'll
to you,
see
man.
you soon, George.
I appreciate you. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Okay? I'm in
All
town already. Bye-bye.
right, man. Love
See
you
ya,
too.
dude.
Bye-bye. What a
Man.
good dude.
Um,
How do you have that much?
God.
How do you do that
71.
How do you do that for the 27,000th time
Yeah.
and still put 100% into it with all the jokes and you don't sound bitter or jaded? Because he does really love it.
It's his
right?
personality.
Yeah, he really loves it.
It's, it's like
What an authentic gentleman. I might go see that if I can pull it off.
you're always joking. Like, that's just who he is. There's some people, like, wired that way, and it's just, like, everything, your brain is all, like,
He would have made a good dad. Just like, you know what I mean? What a fun dad.
does he have kids? I
We could have asked him
Because
that, but we're bad interviewers.
well, I never, I don't know.
I don't like
bring up
picking into
personal
yeah.
stuff.
Sometimes it's like, do you have a kid? Yeah, he died.
But he'd be an awesome grandpa.
Yeah,
Like,
what a
that'd
good
be a
grandpa.
superstar
cool,
grandpa.
cool, funny black grandpa. He's cool looking too.
I wish he
wears-
was my grandpa.
He wears a backwards Kangol hat. That's cool. That's the coolest hat you can wear.
And he just shows up talking mad ass, making fun of everybody.
Who died in this coffin, mother effer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Just razzing every single person
where
there.
the ice cream at?
yeah.
Oh,
Just
man.
talking
Fun
ass.
black grandpa's here. This is awesome.
yeah. God, that'd be fun. Imagine
Well,
him.
we get it.
Imagine him at Thanksgiving, just talking ass about it, but just making fun of everybody, the
Just
whole family.
roasting
Yeah,
everyone.
roasting everyone. Like I'll just be there so happy the entire time. Like you're just roasting all of your uncles and your mom.
I could tell that my family, I don't get the same
God.
reaction. I could tell that they're like, oh my God,
Or-
this guy, shut up.
yeah.
Go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure his family. That's not the problem. Like, it's all dependent on your scenario.
We'd have to interview them, right?
Yeah.
We'd have to
yeah.
interview the Wallaces and
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
okay, guys, real talk.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gone. We sent him to Beefy King to get some sandwiches.
Yeah.
You can talk freely now. What do you think about his
Well,
chirping?
they've got it their entire life. You understand what I'm saying? So they're tired of
73
it.
years of it.
yeah,
I've only put
yeah,
in
they're
49.
Like I'm getting a little piece of it, and I'm like, yes. He's doing it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And I think he does go hard too, because
Yeah,
he's done
yeah.
it so long. He may say a few things that hurt your feelings. You know, talking about your weight or something.
But-
He'll like start slapping your belly around.
But you could tell it has no.
It's in love.
Yeah, it's all for love, which
Yeah.
is pretty awesome. And it's God, What an awesome.
Somebody pull a clip of Tom saying "all for love."
I don't know. It could be.
Is that the only time you've ever said "all for love"?
He could have hung up the phone. He's like, cracker ass, cracker.
I hope he did.
Honkies.
Yeah, I hope he would.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
hangs up and he's like, "White devil mother effers." That'd be great.
Yeah, but you're right. He's done that for tens of thousands of times, these interviews and all stuff, and it still shows up hardcore, puts in max effort. Like, man, I respect that so much. Like, someone who, throughout their career, just puts in effort every time.
He whole asses it.
Yeah.
He never half-asses it.
Yeah. Because why? Because at this point, it's like you've made a commitment to yourself to try your hardest, no matter big, small, whatever. He doesn't know our show. Nobody could be listening to.
Nobody knows our show.
No, but it's literally he could be doing this for no reason, and he still puts in max effort. Like, puts in the same effort he did when he's talking to some radio show in New
Talking
York.
to Howard Stern. He puts in the same effort.
Yeah.
Which is
that's
pro mentality.
Yes, that is pro mentality.
Yeah, that's like when you have Michael Jordan who puts in the same effort against the Lakers that he does against the worst team in the NBA. He's playing the Grizzlies or somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and he goes full, like, that's why he gets 80 points against the worst team.
Yeah.
A couple of little just topics I wanted to throw out to you. The first one is, are you a Wendy's man? Out of all I know neither of us are really fast food guys anymore. Not that we really were, but
I will tell you, I would prefer a Wendy's over a McDonald's or Burger King hamburger.
Me too. If I have my pick, Maisie likes Five Guys. That's where she likes to get
I
her
don't
burger.
count that as fast food, really.
Okay.
Like, that's new kind of counter service. That's not fast food.
Okay, fair.
Like a drive-through traditional fast food is Wendy's, Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Burger King.
It turns out that
KFC.
Wendy's is planning to close hundreds of U.S. residents over the next few months. And, you know, whenever I see something like this, not that it's like breaking news or not that I really have a connection, but there is a weird part of me, nostalgia-wise, that goes, uh-oh, they're coming to get you, Wendy's. And Wendy's there's a special place of nostalgia in Wendy's to me because it was my father's favorite hamburger, and we became a Wendy's family. It was all based around the Wendy's Super Bar. The bar that had tacos and spaghetti and salad, and, you know, Wendy's was having a time. Wendy's was having a moment in the late 80s, early 90s.
You know what got me with Wendy's when I was in my 20s is that Crystal was a vegetarian, and they had the baked potato. I mean, they also had Wendy's chili.
Dude, that chili on a baked potato was really good.
Yes. The Wendy's chili wasn't bad. Like, it was a decent chili.
Yeah, it still is. They sell it now at any grocery store. You can buy a can of Wendy's chili, which makes me sad.
Maybe that was their downfall, is that they tried to have like a because I would put Wendy's, as far as food quality, one step ahead of McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell.
I agree.
Like, I feel like whatever they did, I would put their quality, even though that could be a lie.
But it slipped.
But
like, something happened. Like, the heyday for me, Wendy's, was when they introduced that spicy chicken sandwich that was truly spicy. Like, it would burn your mouth.
Yes.
That was when I was like, it was that heyday. They had eliminated Super Bar. Some locations still had potatoes. They still had the fries, and it was right before they went to the fresh cut fries.
Okay.
When they went to the fresh cut fries, the fries sort of looked the same, but they had little bits of potato skin on them.
Yeah.
That was their downfall.
Hold on.
That was their
Why
downfall.
was that their downfall?
The fries weren't as good. They should have kept all Biggie branding. When they eliminated Biggie branding, they hurt themselves immensely, even though they should have held fast. I know why they got rid of it. Health companies like villainized anything that was called Biggie because we're a whole country of Biggies.
Yeah, it started with old Super Size Me.
Yeah.
And then it's like Super Size, and everybody's like,
I can't say that. And then Biggie was even worse. It was like they had fat ass size, you know, like when you went to get. And my dad loved the goddamn Biggies. He had a yellow Biggie. It was like 48 ounces of Coke. And
Because when
Biggie
you
Fry-
order, you're like, give me the biggie size, and then you feel sad about yourself.
But there was a time when I think that you didn't feel bad about yourself
Yeah,
because they're
yeah.
like, do you want biggie size? And you're like, biggie size it. And that was fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then they were like, you're like, biggie size it. And they're like, well, do you want regular biggie or biggie? And I was like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
give me biggie. And then you felt bad about yourself. Because biggie was regular biggie. They just tricked you because they put in a smaller biggie. You see what I'm saying?
You're like, I'm Biggie. Maybe it's because they did try to have a step up in quality of food, and now it seems like less people are eating fast food, and the people that are still consuming a lot of fast food don't care about quality. Maybe, and then Wendy's is like, hey, amongst the fast food community, we cared about quality, and that doesn't exist as much anymore because the quality people left fast food. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give you some data. U.S. fast food chains have been struggling to attract lower-income customers in the past few years as inflation has raised prices. President of Wendy's says he expects lower-income consumers to remain pressured for the rest of the year. In the first 9 months of this year, Wendy's said its U.S. same-store totals or sales of locations open at they basically fell by 5% across the board. Wendy's revenue fell 2% to $1.63 billion in the same period, while its net income fell 6% to $138.6 million.
Have you seen the trend of them building a stereotypical fast food box like structure that they seemingly can just turn into any brand of
I
fast
don't like
food?
that.
Like, I saw them building it on 436.
I hate
there was
that.
like a row of them, and they just turned into like one's like a Chick-fil-A, one's
No,
so you,
I don't like that.
and it's like, and it looks like they built it in mind that this will change brands and they could easily flip them.
I mean, it's
You know?
smart.
yeah.
I mean, it is smart. I mean, like, you know, we all learn from the old, like, look at all the Chinese restaurants that are Pizza Huts now, you know?
Yeah.
I kinda
the
like that.
building having any sort of features that differentiate themselves are like gone
Taco
now.
Bells don't have anymore.
Yeah,
There used
yeah.
to be a time when a Taco Bell looked like the Alamo, and that was when that's when I felt the most comfortable as an American.
Yeah.
I felt like a patriot then.
Yeah. I'm going to the Alamo.
But it had the bell, dude. It had a Can you buy an original? That's what I'm buying for my garage. I want an original bell from an Alamo-shaped Taco Bell to put in my grandpa garage. Do you think they sell that? The original? Because there used
I'm
to be
sure
a
it
bell.
exists.
You
Yes,
know what I'm
no,
talking
no,
about?
yeah,
It
yeah.
looked like a
The Alamo
mission. It
bell.
looked like a mission.
Yeah.
And there'd be a bell at the top that you ring
the
when the federales are coming or whatever, right? Like Taco Bell store bell for sale. There's got to be one online.
They're like, these people don't work at the Alamo.
Okay, look, somebody else wants one. This guy is on Reddit. He says, I want to buy that metal bell that hung above the Taco Bell restaurants in the 80s and 90s. There's the bell.
All right, yeah.
How do I get one of these? And then this
by
guy
the
says,
way,
I have one. It's metal, not fiberglass.
it just goes to show you there's no unique thought in the world. That's it. If you've had a thought, search it on the internet. Another human has had that thought. And that's scary, I think, because you are not unique whatsoever.
I want somebody to help me find one of these. Anyway, if you're a listener and you can help me find an original Taco Bell bell from the 80s and 90s, I will purchase it.
So what do you do if you're Wendy's and this is like, there's not much you can do, right? Because you're not changing your menu. I don't even know if that, because then now you're
They
the
already
rest of your,
have. I think they streamlined their menu. They took a lot of stuff off.
but by changing, I mean like going in a different direction. Like, I think that's not the best idea. Like, I don't know what you do. Or is this just the ebb and flow of how society's tastes are and what's happening? You know, like fast food has gone up in price. They had to. It's the only way to keep employees. And,
But it's
and
super
all
expensive
prices.
now, right?
It is.
Like
It's
$10 for like a very mediocre meal.
it's way more expensive, and you know, and the quality seems to be the same, and so I think it's priced a lot of people out. You know, it's not, you know, the day and age of going to McDonald's and getting 39-cent hamburgers, you know, like in the 90s or so, whatever it is, like, or dollar menu doesn't seem to exist anymore as much, you
No.
know.
They say that in the article too. They're
Yeah.
like basically
The Wendy's dollar menu got me through college.
Oh yeah.
Me
What
and the
was your-
Grizz.
What would you get? Double stack?
Me and the Grizz, this is horrible, but
Double stack was what we ate.
when we worked at Home Depot night shift, we on the drive-in at 10 o'clock at night because our shift started like at 10:30 or 11, and we used to get 2 Wendy's, like a double stack and like a bacon cheeseburger.
Junior
with
bacon cheeseburger. Dude, you
$1.
we are the same Florida trash people. This is what me and my buddy Will would get.
Every night
Yes.
for lunch, we would eat that at Home Depot the night
Would
shift.
you get
and
fries or not? I would never do fries.
No,
I
never
would
fries.
do double
no.
sandwiches.
Because it would just be $2 and then the tax or whatever, and that's what we'd eat for lunch every time at Home Depot, and then smoke in the outdoors area.
Yeah, I
on
wasn't
the mulch.
smoking yet.
Yeah. I mean, this is on UCF when it was the summer of like 2002,
Unbelievable.
or maybe was it before? You know, it was before 9/11, so it must have been.
Is the double stack still
2001.
around?
I don't know.
My dad didn't like the double stack, and I always loved that he didn't like the double stack.
I like the
my-
spicy chicken sandwich.
I liked it too, but my dad thought the double stack was a scam. He would only get a Dave single.
Okay,
He was
okay.
like, they'll cheat. He's like, they give you 2 patties because they think I'm a effing dumbass. Seriously, he would like, no, I'm getting the one because he's like, I know that's a quarter-pound patty. I don't think he was wrong. I actually think in this case he was actually correct. One more thing I want to gripe about because it made me upset. Did you see that Ridiculousness canceled yesterday?
Yeah,
MTV cancels it after 14 years on the air.
Yeah.
And then Rob Dyrdek puts out a video talking about how, I think the quote was, quote, I was growing out of ridiculousness. And he goes on to say, like, it would be very difficult for me now to stand up there with the flat brim on, be dancing to the clips. And he actually says that.
Yeah.
And he says, you got to go do the next thing, this new thing. I'm doing this new thing. And he takes us kind of into the studio. It's like a behind the scenes video.
Yeah.
And he says, what I'm doing right now and what my passion is now, you guys know, it's all about maximizing your time, getting the most out of your time.
Yeah.
Maximizing your time, not wasting any time. So if you'll go to this website and get on my wait list, when he said that, get on my wait list, I'm like, you're wasting my time. Goodbye. And I X'd out. I'm so mad at him. Get on my wait list, he says. The guy that wants to maximize my time, I wrote him an Instagram comment. I go, you want me to get on a wait list and you're supposed to be the king of time? Not sold. You're an idiot. I do not like the preachy, weird person he has become. He is not for me right now.
Well, he is a cross between.
It's very pseudo-religious, dude.
Well, it's more motivational speaker.
Kind of gross.
And
Kind of gross.
And I appreciate what he's accomplished. And
Make me feel better about it because I think he's gross.
No, well, because like what he's saying is true, and I follow him, and
Well,
I've
then
seen,
just tell me. Don't get me on a wait list because when you say things like
well, he's
that.
got to sell it.
What's a scam, though? When you're like, get on my wait list for the thing. But if you're not going to tell me what it is, then you don't have it.
Well, he's got to sell it to you.
It's not
He's
real.
gonna give
No,
it
it's
for
not
free.
real. It sounds very scammy. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
The problem is with all this, and with Rob Dyrdek, and I'm sure a lot of his principles and what he's gonna, get, what you're gonna get on the wait list for, like it's all true. And it's all probably like smart to do, and he's to tell you how to optimize the amount of time you have, and like any super motivated person, all their advice is true. The problem is they're giving advice to different people.
Right.
And-
They're like telling a man with no arms, anyone can shoot a basketball.
And that's you could learn how to shoot with your feet, and he's right, but it's way
It's not
harder.
gonna be the same.
And like so, Rob Dyrdek and a lot of these people that are ultra motivated and just like they first there's an addiction side of it. They're addicted to whatever they're doing, right? So I like part of having an addictive personality. I think a lot of successful people, including sports stars and like anybody that's like really successful, has an addictive personality. They just use that energy toward success.
I agree.
And they're like addicted to work or addicted to getting to the next level or doing what it takes and stuff. And so like that's part of that. Not everybody needs that to be successful, but it does help. It's a performance enhancer, right? There's also the part of you, like your personality that's just constantly, like, I guess you're addicted to the grind. You're addicted to Andrea's kind of like this, micro-organizing your time to be most efficient.
It's not something she does out of necessity. It is truly something she does out of enjoyment. I have seen my daughter.
It's how
has
she
it.
operates.
And Maisie has
She's
it.
born this way.
Maisie will sit down at her desk.
She didn't read a Rob Dyrdek book.
No.
And she has built her life this way because
She enjoys it.
she enjoys living like this,
Yeah.
and almost to the point where if it's not organized, like sometimes that it's
That could
hard to
throw her
function
off, yeah.
and totally, like impromptu, minute by minute, like there's no plan, it does throw you off. But of course it does. Like high level athletes and super motivated people, a lot of times their schedule is down to the minute per day.
It's
and
like
that's
a map.
And that's what Rob Dyrdek is doing. Like every day he wakes up with purpose and every minute is planned out. And to a lot of people, it's insane because no one lives like that. But to him, it makes perfect sense because it is truly the best way to live your life technically, but not everybody can do it.
Well, help me with this then, because the chat room's sort of saying sort of something similar to what I'm feeling. Riki on Twitch says, all those super driven people are weird to me. Like, why are you so driven? Is it just money? So weird to me. I feel like they just give off weird energy. And I'm like, well, what is that? Where are the people that are just as obsessed as Rob, but don't come off like that weirdness that he's kind of starting to exude? What is that? That sort of motivational speaker, culty, religious-y type of vibe.
Well,
what is that?
It's the business in it that you don't like, and it's why, like, when you don't like when a company does something just for the money.
Okay, this is making sense.
Because you're like, wait a minute, it's all for the money. So Rob Dyrdek, part of all this is he's a super motivated business guy, and he's always been like this. Even
Sure.
Like
That's why ridiculousness was on there for 14 years.
Building businesses, like that's a puzzle to him. He likes to solve. He likes, so he likes incorporating business with his life. So now that he's super driven about like maximizing your time and not wasting it, which the concept is 100% right, and everybody should not waste their time.
Agreed, but somebody should have told him waitlist is the wrong way to go about it. That's very simple. Like, that's a simple joke for me to see and troll you about.
Yeah. So,
like, you should have handled that a different way.
So, but anytime you add the business element to it, because the business element is now him selling this program or some lifestyle or whatever it is to you, just like, what's the big teeth, big mouth?
Tony Robbins.
So Tony Robbins, what he's saying is probably all true. I don't know everything he says, but it's like all the tools and stuff is like pretty spot on to how to be successful, But then when you're selling it, then a lot of time that to you, especially, you're emotional, and then
couldn't you sell it normal though? Like his way of selling it, I'm gonna make you walk on coals. It's weird. It's as weird as waitlist to me. Why not just find a normal way to sell it without looking like a weirdo? Why can't Rob Dyrdek say, I have this way that I can maximize your time and I can sell it to you for this price? Why does it have to be a waitlist? Why does he have to be dressed like he looks like he's some sort of like space guru? Space guru, yeah.
Well, the people that are into this,
you're
not the customer.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is.
So
not for me.
The people that are into this want him to be that because that is successful.
Yeah, they're trained by wait lists.
And so it's like, I want to, I want to get on your list, and I want to network, and I want to, and like I said, it's all positive. It's I guess, positive message to send out there, and I'm sure he's in it for that. I bet he seems like a guy that does enjoy helping people if they can change their life. Like, who doesn't?
The amount of thank yous he went through, though, too, did not come off authentic. But who am I to judge? I'm sure people say that about me.
Well, there's also the element of he grew up skateboarding and in that culture, and now he's an entrepreneur, businessman that talks to other business people that are not as cool as him.
He kind of looks like Kid Rock's smaller, more successful brother.
He also has probably had to work in a environment where he was probably wasn't taken seriously by a lot of other businessmen for a long time.
That may
And
be
there's
the
a
knee
chip on his
jerk.
shoulder.
That may be the knee jerk, that I'm sensing.
Because
Yeah.
like the standard stereotypical rich CEO, white rich guy that he is now in the same boardroom
Yeah.
with.
And he's more important than they are.
They're sitting
by
back
a lot.
and look at this guy, flat brim skateboarder. You know, they're looking at the Robin Big, and they're not taking him seriously. And he's probably had a fight to be taken seriously, even though the guy's a entrepreneur, multi-millionaire, 10 times over, and ultra successful. But he's probably in a boardroom of white dudes.
Yeah.
He's not taken seriously.
I guess I just didn't buy it. He does a lot of like, God bless Big Black. I mean, it's an easy thing to say now that he's no longer with us. And it's pretty known that they didn't end well, right?
They didn't, but I've seen some interviews where he talked about that.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Big Black wasn't willing to put in the work that Rob needed him to.
Gotcha.
And so he wanted, he was mad.
He didn't want to go on the wait list.
Well, he was mad that Rob was getting paid more or whatever.
Yeah.
But Rob was like, hey, I'm here at 6 a.m. every morning. I'm doing all this stuff. It's like, you just want to show up. And there's elements of that where all of a sudden you're like, this isn't fair. And you're like, I'm doing way more. I'm doing the work.
I don't know their business. But,
yeah.
The way it reads to me is just, it's icky, but I wish him the best.
He's fine.
Yeah, he'll be more than fine.
And
Playboy wife and a multimillionaire.
He claims he'll live to 122.
Won't happen.
It'd be interesting.
I would be willing to bet a sizable amount of money that it will not happen.
He's got the money and the
Have you seen him?
motivation. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because if you got enough money with new technology, it seemingly could be possible.
I mean, if he said 105, I'd be like, okay, I'll give you that. 122, nah, dog. Ain't gonna happen.
If you start taking that shot that's slowing down your DNA aging and you start getting into that stuff.
That's nature's wait list. Yeah, you get on that, you'll be on a real wait list.
And you're exercise, eating clean, and you're getting PET scans all the time, and all these, so you make sure you catch anything that could potentially end your life early.
He's got cancer. What caused it? All the PET scans. Oh!
Hey, there's ways to extend it.
Let's do a couple of voicemails, or maybe just one or two to get
All right.
out of here. Let's check this one right here.
Hey guys, I don't know if you remember this from back in the day, like early 2000s, the white van speaker scam. I don't know how much of a scam it was. They're selling you speakers, but
That's back. This is like, I've had emails about this.
It's back again?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2025, and the white speaker, or the white van speaker scam, as it's called, is back.
it was a thing. Guys would pull up next to you and be like, hey, pull over. I got these extra speakers. Here's the invoice. These ones aren't invoiced. You can have them for this price, blah, 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 whatever. Well, I got approached the other day. They're still doing it.
They are.
They must be doing it because it works. But I don't know if you guys ever had that happen. But they're still out there doing it.
Well, first of all, I've told this story on the show multiple times. I bought those speakers when I was going to UCF from a gas station from a white van.
And they were in use until just a couple of years ago,
And
I
then,
feel like.
I used them for years. And
Best
then,
goddamn speakers ever money could buy.
And then Dre used them for years. The brand was Blue Rhino. And why
Like
like the propane company. And I remember, we all laughed because we were like, Blue Rhino, they make, electronics too? I thought they make propane. So, now...
Do you know that Blue Rhino is a real speaker company?
When I bought them, it was 2001. There was no smartphones. There was no way to look them up on the internet. That's why I'm surprised they're back, because now you could look up everything on the internet and instantly see the market value of it. So it's hard because
there's a whole thread about this on Reddit and how it's back.
Because they were speakers and they worked. So, and I bought them for $110. And they made obviously the people selling them must have bought them for way less than that. But at that time, I remember oh, they're cool party. We used them for parties and stuff. It wasn't a huge, you're not you're buying a box with rocks in it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Do you know the first time they reported the white van speaker scam? Do you know the first time?
2001?
No, buddy. This goes way back.
Oh,
this has been going on since 81.
Okay, 81.
1981. There's people can check my work. There's a Wikipedia article called the white van speaker scam. The white van speaker scam is a technique that started in the 80s, preferably around 81. Often a con artist will buy inexpensive generic speakers and convince potential buyers that they are premium products worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, offering them for sale at a price that the buyer thinks is heavily discounted, but actually is a heavy markup from their retail actual value.
Okay, so it wasn't that much of a markup when I bought them.
And it does go on to say there are different variations of this scam that have been going on since the 80s.
But by calling it a pure scam is a little bit deceiving, because buying something for cheap and then selling it for more than you bought it for, like the speaker guys.
You do that with weed.
Well, that's how business works.
Yeah.
When you go to Best Buy, guess what? You're paying a more expensive price than they paid. That's basic business. So I understand the markup may be too high, but I remember telling those guys, I was like, I only have $100, and they took it. Now maybe they only made $50 off me, but like I said, when I bought them, I remember. And
did they throw jargon at you? Because
it was the same thing. They're like, we paid this much.
But did they tell you, like, these speakers do this? Did they give you, because they're claiming on Wikipedia that one of the telltales of this is that the person talking to the mark will go through a series of confusing jargon, sort of bombing you with stuff you don't understand.
They jargon.
Did they jargon you?
Yeah.
Did you feel jargon?
They're like tweeter.
Yeah, we got a 1,000 watt.
Yeah, the big magnet.
We got a 1,000 watt big magnet tweeter on this mid-range booster.
I bought it all.
You're like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And then you said, I only have $100, and then they're selling, we'll do it.
And then
did you feel buyer's remorse after you got the speakers? Were they in your mini truck and you just drove over to Dre's house? Do you remember the first time you plugged them in?
No, this is before Dre. This is when I lived with Porno Joe and maybe the Grizz.
What did they think of your purchase? $100 is a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. They were like, oh yeah, speakers.
Yeah, party. The bitches will love this.
And then I remember I hooked them up to my big tube Zenith TV, and we played Tony Hawk with the blast of the speakers.
You're like, we're rich.
and then
boys, it never gets better than this.
It was before you could look up scams on the internet, so no one knew it was a scam. They're like, you bought these speakers from some guy in a van? It sounded like a scam. I'm like, yeah, look, they work. And since they worked, it was like, okay, no scam.
Well, if they work, no scam. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
If I open up the box and it was just some like I said, some heavy weights in there and some newspaper, that's a scam to me. But if you buy just some overpriced speakers, that's what you do at the store.
You know what sucks is the white van speaker scam has been going on for so long that there are now articles about how it may not be a scam.
That's what
people are like, you could buy good speakers out of it. And I'm like, well, hold on, then what is it?
Yeah, but so the scam is the spiel of so you get these speakers that are straight up China trash, right? And
they're just not good speakers. They're very low budget speakers.
But they still work.
They're big, low budget speakers.
Yeah, and they weren't actually that bad. It's not like they played a bunch. It sounded
fuzzy.
No, it sounded fine. But maybe they just didn't have all the technology. Whatever though. But essentially they worked fine. And you bought them for.
Is that them right there?
$50. Yeah, they were big as hell.
Yeah.
You bought them for $50, you sold them for double. And then it depends on how the the person you pull up to, how much you can sell them to him is dependent on the person you're talking to, right? So you see
that's just business.
Yeah, you see the person has money, you're like, hey, $200, and then you negotiate down to $150, and then now you've made $100. And that, in my case, they only made $50. because I was a poor college kid.
You really didn't get scammed either. I've always made the argument that as long as you
I
use
overpaid.
these, and then no, but I
had nowhere else I could buy these.
But as long as you use them
There
and
was no
Dre
internet.
used them, and then like I don't know when they finally perish.
Yeah. He probably gave them to someone else.
They could be still in operation, which means that they're worth more than $100, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any speakers from when I was a young teen boy that would still work, but you had these for like 20 years.
So it wasn't that much of a scam.
There you go.
You know.
So
like-
if you get approached, look into it. It could be a good deal.
I just don't know how anybody falls for it is in the fact that you could look up the brand and then you could just look at people selling speakers in white van and then just says scam
Yeah.
It seems like you could easily look it up on your phone, but back
Impervious to the deal.
in 2001.
But now, even now, like if I walk out to here in a white van and there's
Yeah.
a man walking across the street and I go, hey, I got some unbelievable speakers for an unbelievable price, and he sees them, there's a chance I have it.
Yeah, you're right.
There's always a chance.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
Guys, we did it.
We did a
We
long
did it.
day.
That was a lot. You were heroes.
And it's not even half of what Amy Kaufeldt